Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever this finds you. My name is Bret Martin, and I'm the founder of Mom and Pop Business Funding, and I'm also the CEO, and I'm also the top producer that's ever been in the merchant cash advance industry, period. In fact, you can look a guy up. His name is Juan Monegro. He's with a company called Yellowstone Capital, and he is the second closest to me. In 2015, he closed 2,351 of these loans. In 2009, from my beginning in 2007, I had closed a little over 25,000 of these loans. So what I want to talk to you about right now is adversity. What I want to talk to you about right now is what it's like getting into this industry. But before I do, I want to show you something here. So it's Saturday morning, it's the 27th of August, and right now it's about 10:30 a.m. And what I'm doing is I'm taking my shirt off here to show you what's happened to me recently, because I'm going to be talking about adversity. Why wouldn't I be talking about this? About 2.5 months ago, I woke up, had a little problem on this side of my ear, and noticed a lymph node problem. Now, some of you are going to get a little grossed out at a 60-year-old man's body, but bear with me. There's a reason to my madness, so hang with me here, please. Don't get all grossed out and leave. Hang in there. So out of the blue, after 2.5 months of chasing, we find out I've got cancer. And it's a type of cancer, by the way, if everything goes right, I'm going to be okay. I've got about an 80 to 90% chance of living 5 years or longer, so long as I follow their routine. One of the mandatory routines they had for me, believe it or not, was that I get a stomach feed for tubing, or for feeding. Stomach tube for feeding. And what they're saying is over 30% of the people don't get this, and this is the reason why they end up dying. Because they get out there, they lose too much weight, and they can't get themselves fixed. So I had my first week of chemo this last week, first week of radiation. I get Saturday and Sunday off. I start in next week. I have 6 weeks to go. This is where they put my chemo, right in here. These are called PICC lines. I've had CAT scans. I've had PET scans. I've had everything under the sun. Those of you that have heard of this surgery or this type of cancer, it's not fun. They build a mask for you. They build a shoulder harness that is attached to you, and they bolt you down to a table, and they hit you with radiation for 30 minutes and 15-minute sections. Anyway, so let's talk about adversity for a moment. There's not a day that does not go by as the manager of this company, as the trainer, because I'm going to be the one training you if you decide to come on board with my organization. And those of you that have been trained before, I'm going to send you this video also so you can see the state of what's going on in my life. I want to talk to you about this morning. At 4 a.m., I ran my ads. Cancer didn't beat me this morning. Life did not beat me this morning. I ran my business ads. What does that mean? Some of you are like, what does that mean? Well, let me tell you what it means. Back in 2007, 2008, 2009, I was running ads every day, Monday through Friday. I take weekends off, and I take 4 paid vacations a year. And I do my fly fishing, my hunting, and my fishing. Long and the short of it is, nothing's going to stop. They say I'm going to lose my voice more than likely in the next 3 or 4 weeks. Maybe, maybe not. About 30% of the people do. And they say it could be that I need to rely on the feeding tube. That's why they put it in there. I don't need it now, but that I might need it. And they felt that I should get it now, then that way I won't get infection later. So I'm doing my job. I'm doing my part. I went through the learning curve of what it's going to take to get through this cancer and have a fighting chance of living longer than 5 years. I went through the learning curve, the rate of which you learn and experience or something new, which a lot of you are going to do by coming into this business. You're going to learn something new, and I'm going to teach you that over the course of 4 days, about an hour, hour and a half a day. And that's a bitch. It's a bitch sometimes, learning a learning curve. People don't like learning curves. Hell, I don't like learning curves. I've just gotten used to it and said to myself, I got to toe the line. I got to go through the learning curve. So what I learned when it came to cancer is a lot of people neglect this. And that's why they end up dying. Well, the same thing goes on with marketing. A lot of people neglect marketing, and that's why they don't make any money. So I get these emails every week. Every week I get these emails. I got one just a minute ago, which set this whole video off this morning, this idea of this video, and here it is. Guy sends me a video and immediately an email response immediately to my ad and says, this is a fucking scam. I don't know what to say to someone like that. So years and years and years and years ago, believe me, back when I was in the mortgage industry, employing 35,000, 40,000 people before I retired in that industry in 2006, I just didn't answer people like that. I don't have comments for people like that. And I'm not going to get down in the mud and wrestle with the pig, because the pig loves to wrestle in the mud. But here's the long and the short of it. About every 99 of you that send me the positive emails, we can't wait to have you on our team. But what's going to happen to about 30% of you is you're going to say at some point along the lines, this isn't working. That's not true. You're not working. Why? Cancer comes up. Take a look at something else. Take a look here, see if you can see that's a compound fracture. Take a look at this leg. That's a compound fracture. Take a look here. That's a compound fracture. I have compound fractures in this hip, compound fractures in this hip, compound fractures in both elbows. A drunk hit me and put me in a wheelchair in 1982. I spent 5 years recuperating from that. 5 years. Nowadays, it probably would only take a year. Keep in mind, Tiger Woods had 1 compound fracture. I had 19 on the left-hand side of my body and 5 on the right-hand side of my body. So if you're sitting out there right now and you're saying to yourself, you know, he hasn't had to overcome any adversity. He's got a silver spoon. He was probably born into a family where these files just came into him. That's not true. I want to tell you how I got all this business, which, by the way, at my peak was over 800 loans a month, not a year. When I quit in September of 2009, I was putting out over 800 loans a month. We don't have a single person in this industry doing 800 loans a month. How did I do it? I did not let cancer get in my way. I did not let car wrecks get in my way. I did not let funerals, weddings, fishing trips, vacation, low on bills, having some extra money get in my way. I did not let grocery shopping get in my way. I did not let the dentist or the doctor or my child's emergency to the hospital get in the way. What did I do? I went to these things and then I got back involved in my day afterwards. Or I plugged right in the following day. 5 days a week, took weekends off, 4 paid vacations a year. That's it. Now, every day what you see and I see is this bullshit out there on these platforms that say you can be rich, just start a business on Amazon, FTB, or hop on, whatever the next newest app is, and go to Shopify, go here, go there, and you don't have to do a damn thing. That's bullshit. They're lying to you. I had to place my ads this morning, or you would not be answering the ad if you're answering my ads. I'm in charge of that. I don't put my staff in charge of it because I know exactly how to do it because I'm the one who invented it. So when I look at this, what I want to say to you is your life is going to get in the way. Your day-to-day life is going to get in the way of your marketing. That's okay. That's why they invented the book called The 1 Minute Salesperson, The 1 Minute Manager. Look these books up. It's not the 1 day salesperson or one year or one lifetime salesperson. It's the 1 minute. You only have to be effective for a short period each day. And the next thing you know, you have a file that funds. Now, how many files do you think it takes for you to fund a month to make $1 million a month? Because believe it or not, we have people in our industry on our platform with our company, and like I said at first, in our industry, making $1 million a month, $1 million a year, $2 million a year, $5 million a year. We have people making $9 million a year, $11 million a year. Person made $15 million a year last year. How many files does it take, Bret? The average funding is $108,000. You make 7% of that, so you make a little over $7,000 on that funding. You do 10 of them in a month, that's 70 grand. 70 grand times 12 is $840,000. So round it up a little bit, you got your $1 million. There's nothing to it, folks. There's nothing to this. So where did I get the business? Where did I get the business? You're never going to believe what I'm going to say next. But the first thing I did every morning was I went through parking garages and I put the flyers underneath the windshield wipers of all the cars in 3 parking garages in downtown Portland. 1 week I would do it on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The next week I would do it on a Tuesday and a Thursday. Varying my week. I never quit doing that for almost 3 years. In addition, I went door to door to businesses. In addition, I went to Chamber of Commerce meetings. In addition, I went to Rotary meetings. Some of you don't even know what those are. That's okay. You can Google it. Hell, have your grandchild Google it if you're too old. Have your neighbor kid Google it if you're too old. What is a Chamber of Commerce meeting? What is a Rotary meeting? In addition, I went to banks for bank loan turndowns, and at my peak, I had 87 branches of U.S. Bank, Wells Fargo, and Key Bank feeding me their bank loan turndowns. Because they don't like to tell people no all day. They like to say to people, we're not going to be able to help you, but we might have an option, and they would give out my name. They're not going to give you their social security number, so forget it. They're not going to give you an application on behalf of the client, so forget it. I will teach you what to say, how to say it, when to say it, and why you're saying it. And you will fully understand after my 4-day class of an hour and a half a day how to do this. That's what I'm going to do for 4 days. I'm going to teach you how to do this. But I'm also going to talk a little bit about philosophy. I'm also going to talk to you a little bit about overcoming adversity. I'm also going to talk about how you, me, all of us have been classically conditioned to think like Ivan Pavlov's dogs, P-A-V-L-O-V. P-A-V as in Victor, L-O-V as in Victor. Look it up. Google it. Get your granddaughter, get your grandson, get your children, get your neighbor. Google up Pavlov's dogs and look up the term classically conditioned or classical conditioning from the 1890s with Ivan. Because you've been classically conditioned to think certain things about money. And one of the number one things that a lot of you have been classically conditioned to think is this, and that is that it's hard to make, and that's a lie. That is a lie. So the days of you making 30 grand a year, 20 grand a year, working for $15 an hour in a warehouse or at Burger King or at Subway, they're going away. Robotics are coming in. COVID ate up a lot of these businesses, put them out of business. And you're going to have to jump into a new reality. You're going to have to go through a learning curve. I can teach you this learning curve like that. In the scope of a lifetime, it's nothing. If you're near your wrist right now with a razor blade and you're ready to kill yourself, or you're ready to shoot yourself with a gun right now, or take pills, or if you're on antidepressants or anxiety medicine because you can't take this shit anymore because you feel compromised in your life, you got to get in my class. You have got to get in my class. You need to tell your friends and your family that are in the same boat, get in this guy's class. I will help you change your life. I've helped 100,000 people or more change their lives in this industry. I introduced them into this industry, and I introduced over 60,000 people into the mortgage industry before 2006 December when I retired. I do one thing and I do it great, and that is sales. I understand what the consumer wants. I understand exactly what they want. I know what to say. I know when to say it. I know how to say it. And more importantly than anything, I know why I'm saying it. And a little bit of me is going to rub off on you. You're not going to get everything. Come on. Who am I? I'm a composition of everything I've read throughout the years and everything I've been taught, just like you. So that's all you're going to do. Don't reprogram yourself. Don't start over. Start from where you're at right now and add to where you're at in your life. So what you're going to do is you're going to think of yourself like a snake or a lizard. You're going to unzip your skin like I did, and you're going to get in a bigger skin. Now keep in mind, when you watch a lizard or a snake go through the transition of growth and go into a bigger skin, it can be a bitch. It can be a bitch. There's chafing that goes on. They get dirt in their wounds. They bleed a little bit as those skins are coming off the snake and the lizard. But after a while, the snake and the lizard are beautiful again, and they've got their new skin. I don't know, maybe you don't like snakes or lizards, but the visual is there. The skin is new, and that's what will happen to you if you go through my learning curve with me here. Now, some of you are going to leave, but then you're going to come back. And you're going to come back because what you're saying to yourself is, God, you know, there was something about that guy, or there was something about that platform, or there was something about that industry. Cool. You're welcome back. You don't have to tell me your dad died. You don't have to tell your mom died. You don't have to come up with excuses about this bullshit and that bullshit. Hit me with a damn email that says, I'm back in the game, man. Put me in the game, coach. And let's do it. We'll throw you on a team. We give you a team captain. We never leave you alone. Ever. You've always got access to someone, whether it be me, my partner, Ashley Aldridge, Stacy, Tess. The list is endless. Matthew, Daniel, Chris, Grant, Mark, Mike, you name it, we're everywhere. Over 300 of my staff members will be there for you, and we will help you get the job done. Even if you need a pep talk. So, I'm going to check in for the next 7 weeks. I don't know. I have a suspicion that cancer ain't got nothing on me. Why? Right here. Because when I was 17 and a half years old, I suffered an anxiety attack in May of 1980, just before I graduated. And I sought the help of our church counselor at Milwaukee Lutheran Church, my pastor. And I sought the help of a psychiatrist. And I've spent over 40 years learning about the mind. And I can tell you folks right now, idle time is the devil's workshop. Idle time is the devil's workshop. If you're sitting around and you got a bunch of time on your hands, that is the devil's workshop. There's a book I want you to read if you're down and out, not feeling good. And the name of the book is this. What to say when you talk to yourself. Get that book as fast as you can. What to say when you talk to yourself. Because make no mistake about it, folks. We talk to ourselves, according to Deepak Chopra, 50,000 thoughts a day minimum. And guys like me, ladies like me, 250,000 thoughts a day minimum. And when we have that many thoughts rolling through our ear and out the other ear like a freight train all day, just whoa, 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 all day, we can get sidetracked. And the next thing you know, where we're at, we're in the exact same place we were yesterday. Listen to me. If you want yesterday's results, then just keep doing what you did in the past. If you want tomorrow's results, then you get on a platform like this with a good, solid leader. Someone who's not going to let you down, someone who's not going to feed you full of shit, on a platform where you can excel, and then you do yourself one favor, which is over 500 years old. Look it up. Hernan Cortez, over 500 years ago, landed in Mexico, and what did he do? He had his men get everything off of the sailing vessels that they could use, and then he had them burn the ships. And what he said to his men in his actions was, there is no turning back. You got one life to live, one. I get one. The question isn't so much whether we get it or not. We've got it. It's here. If you're listening to this, you're still alive. What matters is the dash. Look up the poem called The Dash. The day you were born, the year you were born, the day you die, the year you die. What did you do with your dash? Because I know what I'm doing with mine today. I'm answering your emails right now in real time. And the rest of my staff in a pyramid environment below me, not a pyramid scheme, but think of it like a funnel. The rest of the work funnels down to my staff, and they each do their tasks to get your flyers made for marketing materials, get you registered for class on Monday, get you registered to graduate on Thursday out to a national sales manager. Some of you are going to want your own teams, so we got to get you ready for that. We hold a meeting for that, and we're going to do an introduction to our staff along the way. Anyway, again, my name is Bret Martin. I apologize if the visual grossed some of you out. It is what it is. I got nothing to hide, folks. I don't have jets anymore. I don't have Mercedes anymore. I don't have Range Rovers anymore. I don't have Corvettes anymore. I never did drugs. I don't drink that much when I drank, and I'm certainly not drinking these days. I don't see myself ever drinking again, and I don't chase skirts. I'm a one-lady man. I was married for well over 20 years. I'm now married again, got married recently. We've been together 14 years. And guys and gals, you can trust me. In a world where everywhere I look right now, I see some 25, 30, 35, 40-year-old bimbo or some slick Willie with his hair, brushed to the side telling you, you too can be just like me. Sit on your ass and do nothing and make money all day. Just send me $99 or just send me $499 or just send me $4,000 and I'll teach you how to do it. That's a fucking lie. They're lying to you. I'm going to close on this. I made my first $1 million by 1981. I had $1 million cash. Not real estate like a lot of these bums have a real estate portfolio and they blow it up and say they're worth $1 million. The time I was 25, I'd sold a book of business for over $41 million in the stock brokerage industry. Retired for a little while and then went into the mortgage industry. Recently here, about 3 years ago, I get a phone call from one of my CPAs, and he's with my other CPA firm, and they're celebrating because they're saying they think I might be worth $1 billion on paper. Now, some of you out there are going to hear that and say to yourself, oh, bullshit, that's bullshit. It's like, you can say whatever you want. I don't care what you say about me, but you need to know this about me. Next year, I'm going to be doing what I'm doing right now. And I'm going to be living a good life. And the good life to me is 3 squares a day, 4 weeks of fishing and hunting a year paid, working 5 days a week and just busting my ass for fun time on the weekends, and spending time with my family in the evenings. That's the good life to me. Not cocaine, not boats, not chasing girls in swimsuits and having multiple gals around me, bitches, my group around me. It's just not my style. It's not who I am. So if you're looking for a CEO or a guide or a guru or a trainer or a teacher like that, you got the wrong guy. I'm going to talk to you about life on life's terms. And I'm going to talk to you about Pavlov's dogs and classical conditioning, because your mommy, your daddy, your aunt, your uncle, your mother, your brother, your rabbi, your pastor, your priest, your Boy Scout leader, your Girl Scout leader, they taught you certain things. And the reason they taught you those things is because it was their narrative and their propaganda. It was them reaching their goals and needs. And I'm going to talk to you about how you are going to be able to reach your own goals and needs without them interjecting in your brain what they taught you. Like my pastor said, teaching me in those early days as I was developing my brain, strengthening it like muscle. And he said, what you're going to do is you're going to remove the stinking thinking that you were brought up with, that you were conditioned into thinking. Last but not least, the number one thing I hear all the time is, money is the root of all evil. We hear it all the time. Money is the root of all evil. Well, think about it for a moment. If they say it loud enough and long enough to you, don't you think that might be one of the reasons why you don't have it? If you don't? Peace. I hope to see you on the other side. Request to join, it's free. Everything's free. Submitting files is free. It's free. We used to charge for this class for 2 years during COVID because we grew so fast. We're no longer charging. We're not charging for this. It's free. But you do have to pay attention, and you do have to invest your time.